Hello again. Late to the party, I know, but I did tell you I like to mull over stuff, hence why RWBY content will likely slow during the 10 weeks that Volume 9 takes place in. But yes, it's time! We have a trailer, we have a release date, we have a singular streaming platform for those so inclined. It's RWBY Volume 9's trailer. But first, a thank you to my wonderful patrons who make these episodes possible. Links below. So, in brief summation, the RWBY trailers tend to show only stuff like the first 4 episodes, which suggests this volume will be packed given some of the stuff we saw. We open on Blake suggesting that they are in a fairy tale, and Weiss trying to apply logic to talking mice, hostile vines, and thieving raccoons with carts.
Yes, that.
Over which we see more of the, I think, hexagonal environment and very fantastical sets. It's surprisingly light-hearted and suggests an early reunion for the cast. We then go into some incredibly jazzy music as we cover more and more scenes, like RWBY engaging in a chase scene, a board game with her shrunken team on the game board, and the revelation that the tree, henceforth called Yggdrasil, can get them home, and we hear the marvellous voice acting for Cheshire Cat, who suggests a great deal of familiarity with its world while confounding the team. At which point, the jazzy music cuts off to become more haunting. We see what I believe is Alice in Wonderland's caterpillar, or at least some kind of insect, Yang on a bridge as an ominous voice says,
You never were the hero.
RWBY is in a cosmic cloudscape being confronted with her younger self, asking her what she will be. An aside, but I love when characters have some kind of reflection of who they were versus who they have become. Nea's obsession with RWBY is reaching new heights, and we see Penny's face reflected in her sword, which also means we likely see her body. There's the ominous blacksmith lady who is seemingly offering RWBY the chance to shed who she used to be like an old coat, and also insinuating something bad might happen if she doesn't. This is especially intriguing. Like with the "you were never a hero" line, the follow-up insinuates that these seemingly ominous ideas are more nuanced than mere hostility. Also, RWBY's response to being told she's carrying a heavy burden being to just say she can handle it? Oh boy, did Ozpin's martyrdom concept of heroism and leadership mess her up bad? There's lots of flashes through other scenes, Blake seemingly on the same bridge as Yang, Weiss crying as Y fake out, the seemingly Red Queen's face cracking, and Salem, and possibly the Jabberwocky, as well as RWBY flipping the gameboard table. Sorry team. There's an intriguing weapon and someone riding what appears to be a white rabbit. Then we see Weiss crying again and RWBY seemingly passing out in seemingly the same area she found Penny's sword, so yeah, I think this is where she finds out what happened. Of course, you don't need me to tell you all this, you likely watched it, you're here for those juicy theories. Well, I confess those aren't usually my scene. I try not to get too attached to fan theories since Sienna Khan, and even then I was always leery. Still, I have some observations to make. For instance, the game RWBY is playing with the Red Queen is one people likely assume to be chess, though in truth it seems to be a war game, her friends and family rendered into mere playing pieces. Fun fact, in the original Alice in Wonderland, Alice plays checkers when the adults claim to be playing chess and she wins. Meanwhile, RWBY's winning move might be to not play by someone else's rules. Looks meaningfully at the gods. A common theory brought on by the older teaser is that Jean is the burning knight we saw, and his absence from the trailer does indeed suggest something is up with him. It's quite possible he accepted the offer to shed his identity like an old coat. There's no news on the person wearing the dress from the original teaser, but the rabbit rider might be them. An interesting observation made by one fan I saw was that the Ever After seems to be trying to separate the characters from their weapons, or more, parts of themselves. Gamble Shroud is taken, as is Yang's entire freaking arm, despite her efforts to hold on to it. Given how much identity is seemingly set to play into this arc, be it in the roles one is trying to fulfill, or their sense of self, that raises some intriguing questions. I am also suddenly reminded of Oobleck asking Team RWBY why they wanted to be huntresses, or more asking WB why and RWBY asking him his motivations, and how Mars Luna has said this volume was one of their first planned.
And it's a volume that we have thought about since before Volume 1 even came out.
There's more scattered theories, like this being a workshop of the gods, the shallow sea, a great place for Blake and Yang to kiss. Everywhere is a great place for Blake and Yang to kiss. As well as other theories, like that weapon we saw being summons, though I don't put much stock in that one. It's all very interesting, but it's hard to offer much of concrete value. What I can say is that RWBY is a story about stories, with characters inspired by fairy tales. With 3 out of 4 of the main cast, RWBY, Yang and Blake, being avid readers of such tales, and Weiss an intentional subversion of her own tropes by becoming her own knight, and now these people are in Wonderland. I fully expect this volume to dig deep into the characters and give us fascinating places to explore. Seriously, these sets are gorgeous. So yeah, sorry I can't offer much more than my anticipation. And that's all. If you would like to support my work, please check out my Patreon linked below, or check out my Ko-fi to commission 3D models. Thanks for stopping by.